agenda to our class is number 1, welcome, 2, social emotional content, 3, content, 4, reflection, 5, objective, 6, class development, and at last we have number 7, that is questions and answers. Let's continue.
Good morning, my dear students from 5th graders. How are you today? Welcome to a new English class. For today's class, we are going to continue working in some activities that are very important for everyone. So, boys and girls, what you have to do is pay attention to the instructions in order you can understand each activity step by step. And remember, if you want to ask me any question about the contents we are going to develop today, you can write me on this chat and I'm going to read it. And another thing that is very important is related with the chat. The chat is just for questions and answers, and also doubts, comments about the class. For that reason, you can't distract your classmates talking about different kind of contents. For example, as I was telling you before, series, movies, video games. No. Remember, you have to be concentrated in order to understand the activities we are going. So, boys and girls, let's continue with our class. In this case, social emotional content. Pay attention to this short history. Here we go.
To our social emotional content, we have this short history. Pay attention and try to understand what this is about it. Now, let's start. A lion and a mouse. Once upon a time, there lived a lion and a mouse. One day, the lion was sleeping. The mouse started playing on it. The lion woke up. He caught up the mouse and was going to kill. The mouse requested for forgiveness. The lion let him go. After some days, the lion caught in a net. The mouse cut the net with his teeth. The lion was free. He thanked the mouse. Moral: do good, have good. Now, what do you understand about it? Let's continue with our class. This is the reflection to our class. Be your own reason to smile. In Spanish, sé tu propia razón para sonreír. Now tell me, what do you understand about it? I'm going to tell you my point of view about this reflection. Even if you feel sad, find ways to smile. Play, read, dance, etc. The idea is that you look for your own reasons to smile. Aunque te sientas triste, busca maneras para sonreír. Juega, lee, baila, etc. La idea es que busques tus propias razones para sonreír. So, boys and girls, let's smile every day. Let's smile today. And in this way, you are going to be happy all day. So, let's continue our class. Objective: to understand and use language to talk about ongoing or recently finished activities. I'm going to explain you the content we have to study today, that is present perfect, just. As you can see in the presentation, we have this one that says between auxiliary verb, have or has. Remember, this is the auxiliary verb, have and has, and participle. Position, just, used to emphasize something has finished. Sentences, affirmative. I have a just way you are going to use just. Bien, chicos, acá decimos, se lo voy a decir en español. I'm gonna tell you this in Spanish. La posición del just en present perfect tiene que ser de esta manera. El just va a ir en medio del auxiliar, que en este caso sería have or has, y el verbo en participle, participio. This is the subject, I. This is the auxiliary verb, in this case have. And in here we have just. Then we have the past participle that is arrived. La regla, vamos a utilizar el just en medio de la auxiliar y del verbo en participio. I have just arrived. Another example you can mention, write it on the chat. Bien, chicos, otras oraciones que puedan ustedes mencionar, escríbanlas en el chat. Los voy a estar leyendo para que así de esa manera ustedes también puedan participar de la clase y puedan entender un poquito mejor. Write your examples, please. Escriban sus ejemplos. Follow this sentence. I have just arrived. I have just played soccer. Another example, she has just cooked a delicious meal. He has just studied for the exam. Those are some examples you can use using present perfect, just. Any question about it? This is very easy to understand. Remember, you are going to use just between the auxiliary verb and the participle. Recuerden, chicos, van a utilizar just en medio del auxiliar, que en este caso sería have or has, y el participio. Okay, now let's continue with the next activity in order you can understand better this content.
So, boys and girls, it's time to continue with our class development. And as you can see, the page look for is page number 56. I'm going to repeat again. Page number 56. This page. As you know, the main content for today's class is present perfect, just. According to the first activity, what you have to do is read and number the answers. Read and number the answers. The main content for this is Amazon Adventure. Amazon Adventure. What you have to do is listen an audio and try to guess what is the correct answer for these questions. How many questions do we have here? We have 7 questions. Now I'm going to play the audio. Pay attention and try to guess what is the correct answer for each one. Let's listen the audio in this moment.
Track 34. Listen and check your answers, then circle the correct word.
The Amazon River is 3,335 kilometers long. Maya Picard is planning to row the entire length in a kayak. Is she crazy? Let's find out. How long have you been kayaking, Maya?
I've only been kayaking since November, so for 6 months.
Was this trip your idea?
Yes, it was. My parents weren't too excited about it, but I was determined to do it.
How long have you been planning the trip?
I've been planning the trip since Christmas.
Have you been reading about the animals that live in the Amazon?
Yes, I have. I know all about piranhas and bull sharks, but the monkeys are the scariest because they carry yellow fever.
How long have you been training?
I've been training since January, and I've been eating a special diet for about 2 months. I have to be in good shape.
What type of training have you been doing?
I've been using rowing machines in my local gym, and I've been swimming a lot as well. I might fall into the river.
How long will your journey take?
About 6 weeks, I hope. I plan to paddle 6 days a week. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be exciting too.
After listening the audio, we are going to check our answers. Pay attention. Amazon adventure. The Amazon River is 3,335 kilometers long. Maya Picard is planning to row the entire length in a kayak. Is she crazy? Let's find out. Number 1. How long have you been kayaking, Maya? What is the answer? The answer is this one. This. Okay, this is number 1. I've only been kayaking for or since. The correct option is since. Here you are gonna circle since November. So, for 6 months. Here, since November, for 6 months. Now, number 2. Was this trip your idea? Was this trip your idea? What is the correct option? What is the correct answer? Try to guess. That is this. Yes, it was. My parents weren't too excited about it, but I was determined to do it. This is the answer for question number 2. This. Question number 3. How long have you been planning the trip? How long have you been planning the trip? This is number 3. Number 3. I've been planning the trip since Christmas. I've been planning the trip since Christmas. This is the answer for equation number 3. Now, question number 4. Have you been reading about the animals that live in the Amazon? Have you been reading about the animals that live in the Amazon? What is it? Number 4 is this, all about piranhas and bull sharks. This is the answer for equation number 4. Then, question number 5. How long have you been training? How long have you been training? This. I've been training for or since January. Since January. Since January. And I've been eating a special diet for about 2 months. I have to be in good shape. This is the answer and this in the sentence. Then number 6. How have you been training? How have you been training? Number 6 is this. I've been using rowing machines in my local gym. And I've been swimming a lot of as well. I'm sorry, but my dog has making a lot of noise right now. Sorry. So let's continue. Number 7. Number 7. How long will your journey take? How long? About 6 weeks. About 6 weeks. I plan to paddle 6 days a week. This is the answer for number 7. Now let's practice questions and answers. Number 1. How long have you been kayaking, Maya? How long have you been kayaking, Maya? What is the answer? I've only been kayaking since November, so for 6 months. Number 2. Was this trip your idea? Was this trip your idea? Yes, it was. My parents weren't too excited about it, but I was determined to do it. Number 3. How long have you I've been planning the trip since Christmas. 4. Have you been reading about the animals that live in the Amazon? Yes, I have. I know all about piranhas and bull sharks. How long have you been training? I've been training since January, and I've been eating a special diet for about 2 months. I have to be in good shape. How long have you been training? How have you been training? I've been using rowing machines in my local gym, and I've been swimming a lot as well. The last question says, how long will your journey take? About 6 weeks. I plan to paddle 6 days a week. So these are the answers for these questions. I suppose that everybody guessed and take note about the correct answers for each one. If not, you can ask me questions on this chat practice book. Well, open your practice book, page number 53. Practice book, page number 53. Exercises you are gonna complete, but I'm gonna help you, don't worry. According to this, we have that says complete the sentences and circle the correct options. What are the verbs you have to use in order to complete the sentences? Study, do, play, go, collect, and live. These are the verbs. But you have to follow the content that says present perfect continuous for and since. This was the content that we studied in the previous class. Here we have an example that says, we are going to read first. Hi, I'm Marco. I'm 11 years old and I'm from Mexico. I'd like to make friends from all over the world. Here are a few quick facts about me. Number 1, I have been studying English. The correct one is since 2004. Now let's continue with the following sentences. Exercise is the same, but this is another way. Es el mismo, pero como ustedes pueden ver, acá lo tengo diferente. Pero es el mismo. Okay. I'm going to repeat again. The verbs you have to use to complete this exercise are study, do, play, go, collect, and live. The information is related with Marco. Hi, I'm Marco. I'm 11 years old and I'm from Mexico. I like to make friends from all over the world. Here are a few quick facts about me. According to number 1, we say I have been studying English since, this is the correct, since this. Okay, correct option. I have been studying English since 2004. What about sentence number 2? In sentence number 2, we say, I have been collecting. I have been collecting soccer cards for 2 years. Now, number 3. I have been playing. I have been playing 2010. Now, number 4. I have been living. I have been living in this neighborhood since 2008. Since 2008. Number 5. What? I have been studying. I have been studying to the same school for 4 years. For 4 years. And the last sentence, number 6. In this case, I made a mistake. I have been doing And the last is I have been playing football for 7 years. So these are the correct sentences. Take notes and write them in. Bien, chicos, estos son el complemento de estas oraciones. Tomen nota y complétenlas. I'm going to read again. Number 1, I have been studying English since 2004. 2, I have cars for 2 years. Number 3, I have been doing judo since 2010. 4, I have been living since 2008. Number 5, I have been studying to the same school for 4 years. And the last sentence says, I have been playing football for 7 years. Any question about it? Now let's continue with the second exercise on this page. Now the second exercise says complete the sentences with information about yourself. In this case, we are going to use for or since. Number 1, I've been playing my favorite sport since 2015. This is an example. I've been playing my favorite sport since 2015. Number 2, I've been studying English for 5 years. For 5 years. And sentence number 3, I've been living in El Salvador since I was a baby. This is another. Okay, boys and girls, take notes and complete the sentences related with this information. Number 1, I've been playing my favorite sport since 2015. Number 2, I've been studying English for 5 years. And number 3, I've been living in El Salvador since I was a baby. So this is all for exercise number 2. Now we are going to continue with the last exercise on this page, number 3. And this is the last exercise. And it says, write the questions and answer them. According to number 1, how long have you been living in your house? I have been living in my house since I was a baby. Number 2. How long? Vayan escribiendo las oraciones, chicos, y las respuestas al mismo tiempo. How long have you been studying at this school? This is the question. Now the answer is I have been studying at this school since 2015. This is an example. You can change the information if you want. Pueden cambiar la información si ustedes gustan. Okay? These are some examples. I have been studying at this school since 2015. Now, number 3. How long have you been
practicing your hobby? Your hobby? And the answer, I have been practicing for 2 years. Okay, boys and girls, this is 3. What you have to do right now is take notes and write the questions and answers on the spaces provided. Lo que tienen que hacer ahorita es las preguntas y las respuestas en los espacios que ustedes tienen en su libro. Okay, number 1, and we are going to repeat again. Number 1, how long have you been living in your house? The answer, I have been living in my house since I was a baby. Now, number 2, how long have you been studying at this school? I have been studying at this school since 2015. And number 3, how long have you been practicing your hobby? I have been practicing my hobby for 2 years. So, this is all for today's class. Now, boys and girls, let's continue with the last part to our presentation. Let's continue. So, boys and girls, thank you for being here with me in our English class. Let's continue the next week. Have a nice day. And remember, if you want to ask me any question related with the activities we developed today, you can write me on this chat. Bye-bye. See you. Take care.
just enough to make you smile, and you need me to hold